We are now only 2 days away from F1 Manager 2022 entering early access. This is not a drill, everyone, it really is only 2 days. With the game now being so close, and some still debating as to whether or not to buy, we here at RacingGames think it would be good to go over what we know about the game just to help those who are still sitting on the pit lane fence. I'm Mark from RacingGames, and here's everything you need to know about F1 Manager 2022. F1 Manager 2022 enters early access on the 25th of August, and there's a very simple way to ensure you're one of the first on the grid. Pre-ordering the digital version of the game will allow you the 5 days early access, along with a nice 10% discount too. Considering the game at launch will retail at £44.99 or $59.99 or €49.99, this is a very good deal. For those who haven't pre-ordered, the game will be available from the launch date of the 30th of August. We've covered why you should pre-order the game in a separate video, but the early access plus discount should be enough to entice players into getting stuck in early. F1 Manager 2022 will be launching on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Xbox One, PS4 and PC via both Steam and the Epic Store. This means you can pretty much play the game on any platform. However, there are currently no plans for a Nintendo Switch version. With no multiplayer this year, cross-platform isn't an issue, so it's the player's choice as to which platform to buy on. It should also be noted that those on PlayStation who pre-order the digital version of the game will need a PlayStation Plus subscription to claim the 10% discount. To say that F1 Manager 2022 is focusing on all aspects of F1 would be a huge understatement. From controlling the financial aspects of the team to managing your driver's ERS usage during a race, F1 Manager 2022 aims to put players firmly in the shoes of an F1 team principal. This focus on detail even carries over into aspects like pit stop animations. In Frontier's latest development video, we were shown the Alpine pit crew going through the motion capture process. Motion capture has been utilised for most of the animations in the game, from drivers entering and leaving the cockpit to mechanics working on the car in the garage. Bearing in mind this is an F1 management game, the fact that motion capture has even been used is outstanding. Also, seeing an Alpine car being used during the motion capture was pretty surreal too. It's not just motion that's been captured either. All drivers available at the start of the game have been through full facial capture, and these look absolutely amazing. The level of detail is incredible, and it doesn't stop there. Another really cool detail is if a driver or staff member swaps teams during a save, their racing suit or shirt will also change. I mean, it's such an unnecessary detail, but it's so cool. Before we move on, have you subscribed to RacingGames yet? Just one click and you're on the RacingGames grid. Oh, and hit that notification bell too so you never miss an upload. Alright, on with the video. A question asked a lot when F1 Manager 2022 was first announced was how far into the future could players play. F1 22's My Team caps out at 10 seasons, so it would be safe to assume F1 Manager 2022 would be similar, right? Wrong. The game has no limit, meaning players could manage until Yuki Tsunoda retires, and considering he's currently the youngest driver on the grid at the age of 22, that's a pretty long time already. Every time a driver or staff member retires in-game, they'll be replaced by a game-generated character. Whether or not you want to keep playing until the grid is full of regens is up to you, but if not, there's still the F2 and F3 drivers and staff. Oh yeah, F2 and F3 are also in the game. Sadly, you won't be able to manage any teams below F1, but you will be able to recruit from them. Just like with the F1 teams, any retirements will see personnel replaced with generated drivers or staff, meaning the list of potential recruits will be endless. New talent will also be brought to your attention, either through your newsfeed or the scouting windows, keeping your current drivers on their toes whilst looking over their shoulder. Frontier showed off what racing in the future would look like in one of their streams, with Alex Albon continuing his winning streak in the Bahrain Grand Prix for Williams. Frontier's aim for F1 Manager 2022 was to make a realistic simulation of an F1 season, and they really show this off during a race weekend. From practice sessions to pit stop strategies, every element of a race is on full display. Sadly, sprint races are not in the game this year, and pre-season testing does take place in the background at the start of every year, but we do have red flags, safety cars and inclement weather to worry about, so there's still plenty happening to keep players occupied. We've seen two different streams from Frontier showing off how a race will play out, with the ability to watch the race from multiple camera angles, including a top-down view, as well as varying speeds, meaning players can tailor a race to exactly how they want it. In our exclusive interview with Adam Woods, executive producer of F1 Manager 2022, he told us to expect some questionable decisions from the AI teams during races too, so they've even managed to replicate Ferrari's strategies. Oh, and crashes are also in the game, with players able to watch replays of key incidents during races. This means even if you're flying through a race at times 12 speed, you can still keep up with all the action. Those are the key points when it comes to the game, but there are some other quick things I want to go over. First up is custom teams. Custom teams are confirmed to not be in the game this year, as Frontier wanted to focus on closely replicating the 2022 F1 season. Car setups cannot be transferred from save to save, meaning every race starts with pretty much a blank canvas when it comes to setting up the car. Players will be able to vote on regulation changes during their saves, with regulations organised into the three categories of sporting, technical and financial. Sporting regulations cover the awarding of points, technical covers the design of the car, and financial will cover budget caps. Speaking of technical regulations, Adam Woods did tell us that each team's interpretation of the 2022 regulations will be represented in the game, meaning the Ferrari side pods, Mercedes no pods, and even maybe the Aston Martin sausage wing will be on display. F1 Manager 2022 is the first fully licensed F1 management game in over 20 years, and we can't wait to get stuck in. Now that you know everything you need to know about F1 Manager 2022, are you excited to get stuck into the role of team principal? Which team will you be starting out with? And how many of you will be heading straight to the negotiating table with Oscar Piastri? Let us know in the comments below. For now though, thanks for watching. I've been Mark from RacingGames. Please like and subscribe for all things F1 Manager 2022, and now I'm off to clear my schedule for the next few months. Step aside, Jost Capito, it's time for me to lead Williams to glory.